What's up, guys, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to give you a 150-hour review on the ASV RT25. We've used it on a large variety of projects with several different attachments, not a lot of attachments, but I want to give you my overall thought of what I think of this machine after the hours I put on it. I'm going to break down the specs for you for this machine. 24.7 horsepower, so just about 25 horsepower. It weighs 3,700 pounds and some change, and it has a tipping capacity at 50% at 950 pounds. Now, lower 10%, you can pick up almost 2,000 pounds. 30% is around 1,000 to 1,200 pounds, depending on how far away it is on a pair of forks or whatever. So this machine has a width of 48 inches wide from track edge to track edge and bucket edge to bucket edge. And it has a overall length of 111 inches. No, 101 inches. Big difference there. And this allows you to fit through smaller openings. You can take out a bench panel. You can fit through some personnel gates that are 4 feet wide, and this machine will fit right through it. So this is a free float track design. Each one of these casters put weight down on the ground, and as you go over bumps, it adjusts based by suspension. So you have a smoother ride. Even for a mini skid steer, it's pretty smooth. The tracks, these are the ASV tracks. They are very aggressive, but give you a lot of traction down to the ground. You can push a lot with this machine, a lot more you can pick up. So seeing that this is considered as a mini skid steer, with a cab on it, there's not a lot of space in here. I am 6 foot tall and 170 pounds, so that kind of gives you a rough estimate of how much space is in here. But rather than a stand-on machine, one benefit that you do have of sitting inside of a cab over top of your engine is you can look right down and see your cut edge on the machine. I had a ditch witch stand-on machine, and it was hard to see that front cut edge, so you have a lot more operator ability from the seat. Now, seeing that it is so close, I have hit my head on the ceiling a couple of times because of operator error at some point, but also because it's super close. Something to keep in mind there, but I feel that it gives you more protection over a stand-on machine in case of a rollover. So the hydraulic specs for this machine is the overall pressure is 3,000 psi, and for your auxiliary, which runs off of this button here, is 11.3 GPMs. I have a lot of questions asking how I think of the controls of this machine. It's very smooth except for under 2 conditions. When you're going at full throttle and turning, and when you're going at full throttle and running a attachment or a trencher or a hard rake. Now, this machine performs best with hydraulic attachments like a hard rake or a trencher at a very high RPM and a very low speed. So it doesn't, as far as the capability of this machine, if you keep in those ranges, it has a lot of power for this small machine. So we're going to talk about serviceability really quick. I think this has 2 really good ways you can get into this machine. The hood pops up, which is easy to get down into, as well as you have 2 ports here to get into your injection fuel lines and everything. So you have a lot of space to work in here. Your fuel filter is there. Your oil filter is there. Your battery's here. Your turbo is on the outside here where you can get to it. Your air filter's right here. It's a very easy machine to service as compared to that. It's a little tight, but with the just the room they do have inside of there, everything's not just super crammed together. Serviceability wise, there's a fair amount of room. If you're wondering what this random glove is here, this beeper is incredibly loud from the factory. So all we did was take a glove and tape it over to kind of minimize that noise, but not get rid of the beeper, because safety should be a priority, and that's what that beeper is there for. We just got tired of annoying all the neighbors. Alright, so I want to list a few pros and cons for you on this machine of what I think it is, and after my hours in the seat. Though I've already touched on it, I think I just want to give you my valuable opinion, or invaluable, whatever you want to call it. I want to just really emphasize what I think about this machine after my hours in the seat. So again, the pros are it's very small. It's 4 feet wide. You can fit through a lot of gates. You can take down a fence panel and move through easily. It's 3,700 pounds, so it doesn't do a lot of damage weight-wise on the ground. And it's a great bulk material mover for small spaces. So, but on that note, it still is a mini skid steer. It has a 1/4 yard bucket. It can only lift 900 pounds, 1,000 pounds. So in moving bulk, you have a lot of trips in and out of a job site. And moving pallets, it won't move a full pallet of anything because of the weight distributing. It has to have about 1,000 pound increments. So you have to tear down a pallet and put it on another pallet and just move them in and out. That makes it productive. But it's not a full-size skid steer, so it can't do what a full-size skid steer does. But for what it is a very good machine. Running attachments, I said it once before, but it runs best at high RPM, low speed. And the only con that I've come across, and I'll say it again, is when you're going full speed at high RPM, and then you try to turn, it diverts that power away from going straight, so it bogs the motor down. But that's the only cons I really have with this machine. Other than that, it's incredible on slopes. It is a great bulk material. You can go in sideways on some pretty steep slopes. You can go up and down. I've been on 45-degree plus slopes and look back at the footage and been like, whoa, dude, I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to kill myself on this machine because it is so comfortable in that environment. So for what it is, this machine, if you need to get in tight access, steep slopes, if you're going to work on retention ponds or something like that, this is the machine for you. And the hours I put on it, I haven't found any problem. It may come up in the future, but for now, I would stand behind this machine 100%, and I would say you should buy it for your business. Alright, so let me answer the most common question I get about this machine. Can you run mini skid steer attachments? And yes, you can. The flow and couplers are the same as any other mini skid steer. The only thing different is the connector plate. So ASV has a different attachment plate that's different than other machines, as Toro, Did Twitch, and Vermeer. The only one that's similar but still not the same is the Bobcat MT85, and even that's a different adapter plate. So ASV has an adapter plate. Its own hookup mount is 41 3/4 by 12.5 deep. So that's not going to fit for the normal. This one right here is the normal quick attach plate, and it is 23.5 long by 8 inches deep. So there's a big difference, and you have to have this to be able to run any smaller attachment. All your hookups are the same. This is different. So there's a lot of brands that carry this. Spartan Equipment does. This one is from CDI or CID. I think it's CID. Quick Attach, as well as there's a lot of different brands that make this. But if you're buying attachments new from other companies, you can specify for the RC30 or the RT25, whatever their specifications are, but that is the same for that attachment plate, and you have to have this to be able to run anything else. So that concludes my thoughts on the ASV RT25. I tried to answer all the questions I get on social media about this machine. So if you have anything else, just let me know and I'll try to answer it. So until then, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.